So Canon has finally put out, after all these years, I've been a Canon guy since 1983, and I've always been torn between the choice, do I use the 24-70 f2.8 and go with a nice bokeh, or do I use the 24-105, get extra reach, but go to f4? Every wedding is back and forth. One week I'm using one week I'm using the other, and that's where we've been since I started at 15 years old. Well, Canon has finally put out the 24-105 f2.8. And here's what I think about it so far, just from the specs. Now, B&H lists this as a top wish lens. Now, here's what I wished about this lens. I wish it didn't weigh 3 pounds. Now, maybe if I was 24 and shooting weddings, it wouldn't be a problem. But I'm not 24 anymore. I'm just the other side of 30 by just a little bit. And by the time I get to reception, I'm getting a little bit tired of carrying heavy stuff around. And a 3-pound lens on top of what is already a fairly heavy rig is not really what I'm looking for. Now, if we were shooting studio shots all day, which I don't think anybody's really done since the 1980s, and had it on a tripod, it would be fine. But carrying that thing around on top of the Canon R6, on top of the battery grip, on top of the on-camera flash, or just the flash trigger, that's getting pretty heavy at adding just 3 pounds to the lens. Now, I love the fact that Canon, and I'm sure this lens will be razor sharp. I'm sure the pictures will be beautiful. Canon makes great stuff, and they always have. But just trying to carry this 3-pound beast of a monstrosity around with my camera, this is the same reason I haven't jumped on the 24-70 f2.0, because it weighs, I believe, 3.5 pounds. It's a great lens, beautiful lens, makes great pictures, but can I justify the extra beauty that most people probably will not notice unless they're a photographer, to carry around a huge lens? Not to mention they're a little bit more expensive. The RF 24-70 2.0, I believe, is right around $3,000. And I just looking on B&H, this one's listed for $2,999. So they're not free, but like I said, I'm sure it's a super sharp, beautiful lens, because that's what Canon makes. But in my opinion, at my age, can I justify buying a lens like that to use at a wedding? Probably not, unless I want to come home in an ambulance that night, because you start adding 3 pounds. I know you young guys that hear me talk about this go, that's nothing. It's probably not when you're in your 20s. But when you get my age, 3 pounds in addition to what you're already carrying around is a lot, especially after 6-8 hours. I'm sure this lens will take beautiful pictures, but for me, just for me, I don't think I can justify carrying the extra weight, because we don't just shoot studio like we used to all the time. Back in the 80s and 90s, people would go to a studio, have family portraits, have different shots done, and that's not near as common as it used to be. A lot of studio places have gone out of business, so you pretty much have to be an event photographer, wedding photographer, which a wedding is an event, but you know what I'm saying. Now, shooting models with this lens would be great, but again, I try to move fast when I'm photographing a model, and I usually don't have the camera on the tripod. That's my thoughts on it. I haven't got one yet. I just wanted to let you guys know from what I saw just from reading the specs, what I expect from the lens. And Canon, I always expect sharpness, I always expect great color, and I'm sure it'll be there. But just the weight of that lens is what's probably going to keep me from buying it. Now, I may try it, and if I change my mind, I'll let you know. But for right now, I'm probably not. But I will rent it once and see what happens. Hey, if we're helping you guys out, hit subscribe. Y'all have a good day.